It is not looking too good for this opioid plague. When you think they should be getting further away from it, it seems like they're growing more and more towards it. And what I'm about to introduce you to is not going to be too good for them. So, apparently, the FDA, the Food Drug Administration, has approved this new powerful opioid known as Dsuvia, spelled Dsuvia. And according to the article that I'm going to read to you, it is 500 more times powerful than morphine. This completely blows fentanyl and probably carfentanil out of the water. It says as powerful new opioid nears FDA approval, critics ask if U.S. is stoking its drug crisis. The product consists of an opioid that is 500 times stronger than morphine, but drug makers defend its need. A new potent opioid medication intended for quick pain relief has become the center of a maelstrom of controversy as the drug nears a U.S. Food and Drug Administration approval decision. The drug Dsuvia consists of a single-dose tablet of sufentanil, a synthetic opioid that is many times more potent than fentanyl and 500 times stronger than morphine. The tablet comes in a pre-reloaded plastic applicator that is used to deposit the medication under a patient's tongue. The FDA Anesthetic and Analgesic Drug Products Advisory Committee recently recommended Dsuvia for U.S. approval with a 10-3 vote, and a final decision is expected by November 3rd. The FDA often follows such recommendations, but is not obligated to do so. But critics, most notably Dr. Rayford Brown, the chair of the committee, has spoken out against the product, worrying about putting another strong opioid on the U.S. market as the country continues to wrestle with a devastating opioid plague. In addition, the design makes it more divertible, he told Market Watch, meaning that an individual who doesn't have a prescription might be able to obtain the product. Other voices speaking out against the drug, including the consumer advocacy group Public Citizen, which co-signed a letter with Dr. Brown to FDA leaders and Senator Edward Markey, who recently called on the FDA to reject the medication. This drug offers no advance, in my mind, over previously available opioid formulations, but provide great risk of harm to patients and the general public health. Brown, who is a professor of anesthesiology and pediatrics at the University of Kentucky, told Market Watch on Friday. Moreover, I just don't believe at this point in the U.S. that there is any good reason to put another potent opioid on the streets. Dsuvia's manufacturer, Redwood City, California-based drug maker ASURX Pharmaceuticals Inc., ACRX 12.53%, says that these concerns are unfounded. The product is made up of one 30 microgram tablet, a dose-adjusted amount of sufentanil that is no stronger than any other opioid already available in the U.S., said Dr. Pamela Palmer, co-founder and chief medical officer of ASORX. See, that right there lets you know that the biggest drug dealers are these pharmaceutical companies, and in that statement alone, they're subliminally saying there's nothing wrong with it, but we're still making money, so we know something wrong, but we're gonna push it out there anyway because we have millions of dollars to make. We don't care who overdoses, nor do we care who dies, just as long as we get our check. The design, meanwhile, makes it easier for medics to use on a battlefield and could help elderly or obese patients for whom an intravenous opioid can be difficult and oral opioids take some time to start working. When I tell you this dose is not enough to get many drug addicts excited about it, it's enough drug to treat an elderly woman who had a hip replacement, Palmer said. Palmer told Market Watch that ASO RX product would be only distributed in medically supervised settings, like a hospital or ambulatory surgery center, which have to be certified through the company's Risk Evaluation and Mitigation Strategies program. Dsuvia wouldn't be available at a pharmacy, say, or for example, Walgreens. She also pointed to the FDA Advisory Committee's recommendation in support of the product. Brown was not at the vote as a major anesthesiology conference was happening at the same time. Something he says he told the FDA about, though the regulator did not move the meeting. But Brown did say that while the FDA has worked hard to try and find a way to prevent the diversion of prescription opioids, it has been proven a difficult task. REMS programs are intended to avoid these types of harms but haven't been successful. His advisory committee recently reviewed a REMS program for a transmucosal fentanyl that was only supposed to be for patients with cancer pain. He said, and it became clear there was no controlling that drug once it came to the market. In reality, once a drug is marketed, the FDA has no control over it. Then it becomes the Drug Enforcement Administration's problem, and the DEA has enough problems with trying to keep black tar heroin out of the country. ACRX shares dropped 13.7% in extremely heavy Friday trade. Company shares have surged 21% over the last 3 months, compared with a 1% decline in the S&P 500 SPX, 0.4%, and 1.7% rise in the Dow Jones Industrial Average DJIA plus 2.26%. After reading all of that, now I really feel absolutely nothing. And you know what's so funny? They still will think that black people are some of the biggest drug dealers in the world. What's his name? Governor, the piece of shit up in Maine, will still think that is D-Money and Swifty and whatever that other makeshift name he came up with to describe a black man dealing drugs. He'll still think it's them. No, it's these pharmaceutical companies that are owned and ran by people that look like them that are the biggest drug pushers in the country. Not only the establishment, but the entire world. It's crazy because they have an opioid plague that they're trying to get rid of right now that they are struggling with. Now they introduce another one that's even more powerful than the one that they are struggling to get rid of. I mean, I wish I could say that I do feel something, but to be honest, I don't. I feel absolutely nothing. This is just going to be another plague they're going to have to deal with, because I highly doubt they'll be able to take this one down. Hell, they can't even take down the one that they're currently dealing with. So I know this one is really going to be a struggle. Y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will leave the links in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.